Well, that's a great question. Ever since I was asked to talk about this, I've been giving that some thought. And if I had to nail that down to a phrase or a word, I would say shared aspirations. And what I mean by that is that for us to move forward as a county and be successful as a county, I think we have to be all in on big things as a county and not off in our own little worlds and our own little gardens, tending to little patches on little minor things. Um, and a good example would be the way this community came together around education and improving education. The effort started several years ago, uh, initiated by the school board to make improvements in the system and reached out to partners who began to coalesce around this idea of a world-class education system for Alamance County. And a public effort was undertaken to engage every stakeholder possible from throughout the county, from age to location to um, uh, sex, age, involvement, private sector, public sector, to get a sense of what's it going to take, what would the public support in terms of a world-class system, what did that mean to Alamance County? And they came up with an answer that's articulated in the vision for education for Alamance County. And that vision in turn got adopted by the school board and the county commissioners and other city councils and private entities. We were supportive of it. And in time, this shared vision, this shared aspiration of a world-class education system began to take hold. And that's the beauty of shared aspiration, is that it empowers the leadership of this community to respond with funding, with policy, because they are buttressed by the will of the people that they're elected to serve. And so there's real power, I think, in taking on big things when everybody in the county is behind it. And so that's what I would like to see, and what I think any place, Alamance County or any other place, succeeds when leadership responds to what the community wants and gets behind it, and we all share in the aspiration of something bigger. So I would hope that we continue to do in other things what we have done in education. You've seen it around transportation. Getting a rocky start, but it is a start. And if the people want it and are willing to support it, the leadership will support it, and that cooperation will continue on a big thing like public transportation, supporting the arts. Another example of a shared aspiration that started as a grassroots effort that has taken root and is making a difference in the community is evidenced by the work of the New Lease Society, which was created to improve the appearance and functionality of our main corridors and intersections coming in and out of the county. You know, those two interstates out there carry a lot more than just us locals. There's 100,000 cars a day and trucks going back and forth carrying all kinds of people with all kinds of ideas about maybe where they want to live, where they want to work. And their perception of us is, for better or for worse, shaped by the curb appeal from the interstates. And I think there's a shared aspiration among many people from all over the county, and it's growing, that we need to project a better image to those people, but also it's a sense of community pride. When people here in town are just commuting from work or going back and forth to school, and the ride is enjoyable, it's pleasant, in part because it's aesthetically pleasing, that has an impact on us as citizens to take more pride in our community, which would make you pay more attention and maybe help with the collective aspiration to something bigger. So those are several examples of what I mean by shared aspiration. Yeah, there's a lot of factors involved with where a place goes in 5 years, and why it sounds like a long time out, it's really not. I've been here 11. I can't believe it's been that fast. But we have seen in the recent past of how many factors impact the ability or the viability of a place. The national economy, the global economy has an impact on how fast a community goes and what direction the community goes, things the community has to do to be sustainable and to get through bad times, and how they take advantage of opportunities in good times. That also is an impact that communities have to respond to. So a whole lot of factors go into it. We are very, I think, well positioned in Alamance County with where we are in the world, in the United States, in the Middle East coast, with 2 interstates, between 2 growing metropolitan areas and their airports. So that positions us very well as a community that has diversity of jobs, it has diversity of opportunities, it has diversity of quality of life and amenities, and all of those things lend themselves to us being able to survive challenges that we can't anticipate, as well as take advantage of opportunities that may come our way. We've had some good opportunities in the economic development arena in the last 3 or 4 years. Many other communities have not been as fortunate, I don't think, but they don't have the assets we do that I just mentioned. And by virtue of those assets and a collective aspiration to be successful in economic development, we've enjoyed some good locations of good world-class companies, Walmart and Sheetz and Cambro and Lidl, the German grocer that's anticipating coming to Alamance County with a major operation. So these are things that I think will continue for Alamance County because of where we are in the world and how we're setting ourselves up to take advantage of those opportunities. We have several drivers of our local economy that continue to do well in their environments. Elon University is a world-class university and getting bigger and better every year with a visionary at the lead, and the support of the business community here locally, but the alumni base, and they continue to be a major component of our local economy and our local quality of life. The merger of the hospital system, Alamance Regional, with Cone Health seems to have been good for both organizations. Certainly Alamance County benefited very well from the visionary leadership of ARMC to align themselves with Cone, and what Cone in return did for the community with the endowment of the Supporting Impact Alamance, the Cancer Center, the improved emergency room, big projects there. So the hospital will remain a key component of the economy here, with all the related doctors' offices and clinics and retirement centers that are here. Of course, LabCorp, a major world-class public company headquartered here in Burlington, as are others. But I think they're the largest private sector employer in the county. So important to us, and recent news, they keep acquiring. So as they are growing, it's good that they are the acquirer instead of the acquired, and I hope that continues. But you always keep, I guess what I do in my role with the chamber is always try to keep a pulse on who the big companies and the big economic drivers are, and are they making investments and continuing to grow themselves, or are they getting positioned to be bought or to downsize or whatever. So I'm always cognizant of our vulnerability there, and if any community could be vulnerable, it's been us in the loss of the textile industry that used to define who we are. And we have been in the process of trying to change and evolve and react to that loss for the 10 years I've been here, and certainly for the 10 years before that. So the next 5 years, this is a long way of getting around to the next 5 years. If the economy at the national and global level continues to improve the way it's slowly been improving, then I see us continuing to have some successes similar to the ones that we have had in recent years, because we have been working at the same time to improve our inventory of places that we can show companies. We've been trying to be ready for opportunities that come our way, rather than waiting on them to come and say, well, give us 6 months or a year and we can get it for you. We want to be more ready than that. So I think we're getting that way. So I think we will continue to be ready for those kinds of opportunities. What I would like to see us do for the next 5 years is spend some more time on what can we do to be ready for a different kind of economic development. We've been very successful with distribution centers, but given our assets, it's not any surprise that that's the kind of companies and kind of activities that we would be attractive to with our infrastructure assets and our location. But we need more jobs that are different kinds of jobs, different pay scales, different education requirements, so that we can offer more and different opportunities to people. So that would be, I would like to see that to be a focus going forward with our economic development efforts. Well, I've been here 11 years. I'm not a native, but I moved here with my family when my daughters were very young. And so what it means to me is that Alamance County was the place where my daughters became who they are and who they're going to be. And so the quality of a community has an impact on people's lives that very direct way. My daughters are going to be who they are because of how they grew up, where they grew up, the school system they were in, the friends they had, their extracurricular activities, and all of that. So to me, Alamance County, every time I look at my daughters for the rest of my life and for the rest of their life, I will be thinking about the impact of where they grew up had on them. And I will always wonder and think, was our decision to move here the right decision for us? I think it was, but my point is that the impact of a community and what a community offers to people is real and has a direct effect on people's lives. And so Alamance County will be that to me. It'll be home. It'll be where my daughters grew up and became who they are.